Well, hello everyone. This is Fancy Nancy from FancyNancyStamps.com, and I just want to welcome you to my studio today. We're going to be talking a little bit more about our painted Christmas suite, and if you remember, I told you that was found on pages 16, 17, 18, and 19 of our mini catalog that is still in effect until the end of December. So let me take a minute and just show you where some of this information that we want to talk about is found. So let me just get all set up here. Today I want to just make sure that you know which pieces I'm going to be demonstrating, and to make sure also when we talk about our ordering, kind of how we're going to make that work. On this page, all of this, everything that is found on these 4 pages is called the Painted Christmas Suite. Know that there are actually within this suite 2 bundles. The first bundle is called Christmas Season. That is this one. It is the very set, this set, that basically has all of the beautiful botanical items that we find in our Christmas wreaths and our Christmas decorations. And we're going to use that today to create some of our pieces. In addition, what goes along with this are the items that cut these items out, plus there are also labels, all different size labels that work with a variety of Christmas sentiments. Now, you probably also know that the second set in this suite is the very stamps that I kind of allude to, and that is the one that has all of the sentiments, and they are beautiful sentiments. In addition, it also has a matching set of dies, but they don't cut out these sentiments. The labels that fit those sentiments are really over in the Christmas Season bundle. This one has beautiful background pieces for a card that make fernery and evergreens, and in addition, different sizes of pine cones, 3D pine cones. And I'm going to use those 3D pine cones today in my presentation, so just watch for that as well. I am also going to use some sentiments from 2 other wonderful Christmas sets that I will be demonstrating in much greater length in the next few weeks. First one is the Sparkle of the Season, and this one, the Merriest Moments. I love them both. They both do wonderful things, but in this case, I was just grabbing the sentiments because they fit my card perfectly. So I want you to know how I came upon these. We're going to have some fun with those today. So let's get going. You're probably wondering, if you haven't been watching before, or even if you have been watching before, you may have forgotten, why we're spending so much time on Painted Christmas. Well, I am having an ordering special, and what I promised you was if you order from me during my special, I will provide you with a card kit to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs, and this one is one of those designs. So I want you to know exactly what I'm working on. So I started out, and let me get my bone folder here. I took an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of basic white, and I folded it in half, and I'm giving it a nice crease with the bone folder because it slides into the envelope nicer. It's just, in general, it looks like a more professional card. We're going to then, I have cut out some elements prior to this presentation, and one of them is this wonderful wreath, and it comes in this Sparkle of the Season in its dies. There are dies for Halloween, there's dies for Thanksgiving, there's dies for Christmas. All of them are wreaths, just like what I'm putting here in front of us, and it's just kind of fun. So you can see that this is obviously a holly wreath, and we're going to use a saying from this, from the Merriest of Christmas, that says, "A joyful Christmas to you and yours." So that's the very first thing I'm going to put down, and I am using a cherry cobbler red. I cut this wreath out in a evening evergreen. So let us just see what we can do here. I want to balance this card more to the top, so I am going to just carefully put my A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours. Beautiful. And then we are going to put this wreath around it. Now tell me you don't think this was a great idea. Don't you think? Now, first time I did, I thought that the best way to frame it was to put it like this. And I think I'm going to continue. And I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue because I just think that it does a better job. And I'm going to put it on the heaviest places of our, you know, the widest little places. So the leaves and the wider stems, just so that I can adhere it nicely to this card. It doesn't have to be everywhere. It just has to be able to get a grip and hang on. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So there we go. And we'll add this to our A Joyful Christmas. And you know, doesn't that just make a nice little frame? In addition, I wanted to take some of those botanical pieces from a Christmas season. So let's make some of those. I have a scratch sheet of paper here, and we'll just go with it. I'm going to start out with my evening evergreen. I want to do some holly leaves. And remember, I told you this is supposed to look like it's painted. Therefore, it doesn't just go on evenly. It is going to have a whole different look to it. As you can see, it has kind of those little splatters in there, and that is just part of the effect. In addition, I am going to want 2 holly berry pieces. So I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to do the holly. These were all done in evening evergreen, and I will do the holly then back to my cherry cobbler. And I've just put the stamp on the back. It works just as well this way. And I'll line it up. Even the berries look very shaded, very natural, as if it's something we just painted. Okay, now we will cut these out, and we will cut these out using these items from our die set that coordinate, so you can see how easily they cut them out. And you know the magic of video. Boy, do I love the magic of video. I've already done that, so we have our pieces all ready to go. In addition, I used 2 other dies. It's hard to pick them up. Better try my scissors and just lift them right up. There we go. I used 2 other dies, and this is from the Pinecone dies. And I cut them out already using soft suede as my background. That's this one. And the detail I used early espresso. And when you layer these, it looks so much more like a real pine cone. And to get that layering effect, once again, we're going to get out the multi-purpose glue, and we are going to apply the glue in the wider spots, just like I talked about before. It doesn't need to go everywhere. And in fact, if there's some loose edges and they curl up a little bit, it makes it look even more natural. So we are going to do that. These line up very easily. there's one. Let's do a second one. These little pine cones are really fun. We've had pine cones in years past, and they didn't cut out quite as easily as this did. These were very easy to maneuver, and I will use. They are ones I will definitely use. I laugh because there was one in the past where it had an evergreen bush branch beside it. Oops, I have a little piece to cut out or punch out here. And I swore I'd never, after I cut out a set, I said, this is it. But this one was a wonderful surprise when I started playing with it because it just works very, very well. And of course, you know, I've got glue and it's sticking. Come on, probably need a tweezer more than anything else. Oh, got it. There we go. There's a reason I wear blue jeans when I'm crafting. Okay, so there we go. We have 2 3D pine cones, as you can see. Alrighty, so let's go back to our card that we were working on, and let's just kind of lay this out and see what we're going to do. I want to definitely use these holly leaves, and I'm thinking they've got to be spread out quite a ways because these pine cones aren't little, and I want them to take the first, you know, what people really look at. And I also want to add these hollies, or excuse me, the holly berries, but I thought only on one side. So I think this is the look that I want, just kind of like this. Initially I had my berries in the center, and I think I thought it just really didn't look right. So let's take these off. And let's go with our holly first. Again, multi-purpose glue. Suede. It's easy. It's tidy. There we go. We'll do this one over here. I have really enjoyed my day today. We are having a beautiful fall day, but I think it looks like in the weather reports it's going to kind of be the end of our beautiful, beautiful fall. It looks like we're heading towards rain, and we have had no rain. So we're rather excited, I think we are, to be faced with that in the near future. And I think I'll just tuck that in. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on the stem here, because I just want it to tuck under and just give me that pop of red that ties this whole card together. Yes, indeed. All right, and then we're going to do our 2 pine cones. Now, when I practiced with this one, I put the first one down, and just to give the card a little bit more dimension, I used a dimensional on the back of the second one just to draw attention and to make it feel more real. So there we go. So there is the outside of my card with a little bit of glue where it doesn't need to be. So now let's work out what should be on the inside of our card, because everyone knows that I never send a card without a little decoration on the inside as well. So I have cut a piece of green, Evening Evergreen. It is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then a working piece. In other words, this is my palette. This one is 3 7/8 across and 5 1/8 down, and we're going to do our action on this particular page. Now, the first thing I want to do is I've got a sentiment, and it came from the Sparkle of the Season set, because I told you I did draw on something different for these. This one, I'll tell you what it says here. And I am stamping this in Cherry Cobbler. It says, "May the sparkle of the season warm your heart and home," which I think is really pretty. There we go. So we have that in. And then we are going to add some fun and games. We're going to start out with some holly like we put on the front, and again I will do it in evening evergreen. So this is stamping up something we've already stamped. I know I put it right here. And I want to put it kind of into the corner, really into the corner. So let's go like that. I am going to add and again, where did these stamps come from? The botanical elements all come from the painted, the Christmas season stamp set. I am going to now add a pine cone. And as I told you before, while I used paper on the last ones, I've got the same stamp colors out. So I have soft suede and early espresso. And the cool thing is the pine cones in the stamp set are two-step stamping to give you almost the same effect. So we'll start out with our soft suede with the most plain of the pine cones. And then we're going to add some detail with the early espresso. Don't worry, I'm going to fill that in, guys. It's coming. So now we'll just add right over the top. As I told you before, this lines up beautifully to get that beautiful, very natural looking pine cone look. I am going to add some evergreen boughs with the soft succulent. And I told you last week when I used this set that I did this just because I wanted it to feel frosty. And I'm doing it again, same way. I just want that feeling of frost in the air. And it also gives more dimension because the more colors you can add, just sometimes they're just gradients of the same color, but the better. And then I took one of those holly berries that we created in the first part of the show, and I want to add those just in here, just to add, again, color. And I'm going to do that using my multi-purpose glue. What would we do with that multi-purpose glue? I have to be honest with you, I was a naysayer for glue. But the more I'm around it, the more I know I need it. So there we go. Now we're just going to add this. I know I have it here. And again, I'm using my Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to add this onto the green background piece. This is a very simple but very rich looking card, I think. But you know, the designer should never evaluate. But if I don't like something, it doesn't usually come out of my studio and into the video room. So I had a lot of fun with this one today. So I'm going to add this on to the back and to the inside. There we go. And here's our card. A joyful Christmas to you and yours. May the sparkle of the season warm your heart and home. A very, very simple card, but beautiful. And just to touch it, I want to tell you in advance, it's kind of like when I first opened the winter snowy white paper, and all I wanted to do was to touch it. Well, I want to touch these pine cones too. So I want to tell you that in advance. So let's talk turkey. Let's get right down to it here. I want to talk a little bit about the buying special because it's important. All of you are getting ready for Christmas. All of you need to really get going on the cards. That's why I'm offering the buying special in the way I am. I'm trying to get some card kits going for you so that you can rustle up your Christmas cards and have them ready in plenty of time. So this week, from today through Saturday, I am offering a special where if you make an order of $35 or more, I will send you a card kit that everything you need. Remember, not stamps and not ink, but everything you need to make these cards, 2 each of 4 designs. If your order goes as high as $50, you will have a special gift, some sort of an embellishment for your cards, and it will be, I guarantee you, worthy. But at this point, I'm looking at holiday gems if they remain available to me. That's the hard part. We're really dealing with some back orders right now, so I'm trying to make sure that what I tell you I'm going to send you, I can really come through. So there you have it. So that is the ordering special. It's just to get you ready for Christmas and to let you know that Fancy Nancy is in your camp. Meanwhile, tomorrow is the last day to sign up for this month's card club. And that my online card club ships out from my studio the last Friday of the month. Usually the third Wednesday of the month, I cut off and say this is the last day because I want to make sure that I can get all of your supplies, get everything cut. What's in a club? Well, let me tell you. It is about $20 to $22 worth of beautiful product. I have already hinted, you're going to have to guess what you think your product is, but I've already told you that the whole kit is also this painted Christmas suite. So the cards are coming from that. They're different from the ones I'm sending here. So I guarantee you there's definitely a difference. In fact, I wanted you to make sure that you knew that this wasn't just a Christmas set, that it is very seasonal and can be used throughout the seasons. And so your card kit will reflect that. The card kit will, again, have 8 cards, everything you need for 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. So you have first your product and then your card kit. You will also have an opportunity, if you signed up by tomorrow, I will send you an email and you will have an opportunity to order, for instance, the stamp set or the dies and the dies, what you might need for this particular club. I offer them to you at an 18% discount. I pay the tax and I pay the ship, and I make sure that it gets to you right along with this card kit. So it is a wonderful experience. I recently received probably the nicest email of my life, but someone who had received their first card kit. And they talked about what was in it and what it meant to them. And it was a wonderful thank you. And the part that's the best, and the part that she was talking about, is my first card kit is always free. I want to make sure that you know what you're ordering, because it's a subscription. You sign up for a subscription, you get a card kit every the last Friday of the month, and I want you to be able to count on that, and I want you to be able to count on the quality. And how do you know what that quality is if you haven't first tried it out? So that's what I do. You sign up, I send you a card kit, and you can determine for yourself if this is exactly what you would like to be a part of. Fancy Nancy's studio is a fun place. We like to design cards. We like friendship. I refer to my stampers as my audacious stampers. And just in case you think that I'm just reckoning back to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, actually that's where I got the idea, but audacious means that you are creative beyond measure, that you do it for the fun of it, just the pure joy of creating and doing beautiful things. And I like to say everybody that stamps in my studio and those that stamp online with me are audacious stampers. And Fancy Nancy wants to encourage that every step of the way. So I really hope you will join me. I hope that you will try out the club, and I hope that you'll even post an order here. When I put this online in just a few minutes, when I close out, I will give you the host code and how to reach my ordering venue so that you can do it if you would like to. And above all, remember that on Thursday, I'm going to be back with another Painted Christmas card. And we're going to continue once again to come up with more ideas and ways that you can use this card kit and this stamp set and bundle. I look forward to seeing you every Tuesday and Thursday at 4. And before I sign off, one last thing. I would love for you to make a comment. I would love for you to like it and even to follow my page. I encourage people to go over to my website, and the address will also be in the comment section. Sign up for my email list so you can find out about these specials before they even happen. I want to make sure that I keep you in the know and that I meet your needs as a stamper and a hobbyist in every way that I can. So until Thursday at 4, I hope you have a great day tomorrow and the next day that is full of stamping and full of joy, and I'll see you then. Bye now.